They always told Leo the world would make more sense if he just followed the map everyone else used. But tonight, in a dream that felt like truth, he took a different road, one painted with colors no one else could see. Leo lived in a small town that spoke in whispers. He never said much back. The world was loud with opinions and expectations, and he'd learned to shrink himself to fit in the margins. But dreams were different. In his dreams, he wore color unapologetically, danced under street lamps with strangers who felt like home. He spoke without shaking, and his voice had a gravity that made people listen, not because he shouted, but because he was real. One night, in the liminal drift between sleep and waking, Leo wandered down a fog-draped lane that didn't exist on any map. At the end of it stood a tall mirror with no frame, just a glowing edge, like a doorway. Behind it, versions of himself, a kaleidoscope of might-have-beens and never-dared-to-be. One Leo had purple hair and glittering eyeliner. Another wore a tuxedo and held hands with a man who smiled like sunrise. One wore a leather jacket and walked confidently through a crowd of people cheering with flags and laughter. Leo stared. They all looked back. None asked for permission to exist. They simply did. And in that reflection, Leo didn't feel afraid. He felt full. Not wrong, not broken. He stepped closer, and the mirror pulsed gently, inviting, not demanding. Then he heard a voice, not from the glass, but from within. "You've always been whole. You just weren't done blooming yet." When he woke, it was quiet, but something had changed. He didn't shrink that day. He wore a shirt with soft pastel stripes. He corrected someone when they got his pronouns wrong. He smiled, just a little, and it didn't feel heavy. We don't always find ourselves in loud revolutions. Sometimes we find ourselves in quiet reflections, in mirrors that don't judge, in dreams that tell the truth, and in the courage to live, softly, boldly, beautifully, as we are.